Hello everyone and welcome to another house building video. This time I'm actually building a house slash community lot because, as you might already know by the title of this, I'm building a home bakery, and this is kind of supposed to be a townhouse in the middle of a business area. Not business like city business area, but more like a villa. And basically it's not supposed to be the normal residential street, more peaceful. It's supposed to be a street with movement and um, business stores and stuff like that. So what I did was, if you are wondering, I built this in Riverview, and that's because Riverview is free, so I thought that would be a nice world to use since everyone can have it. And the second reason is Riverview has a central area where all the community lots related to business stuff are, and it's just a little street with stores like the grocery store, the bistro, and the bookstore. So I decided to delete the art gallery. This is the lot where the art gallery would be, and I built this house slash bakery here, and I just wanted to merge this with the street and to look like it was actually part of the street and it was built in the same time as the other buildings, so with the architecture would match and all of that good stuff. But yeah, you might be wondering how to use this and what really it is. Basically, the first floor is a starter home and the downstairs floor is the bakery. And if you download this is set as by default as a residential lot. You can change it to a community lot if you want. And as a residential lot, because I did use the public room marker, which allows the downstairs to be a public room and downstairs to be just a room where your sim can be, it only counts the price of the stuff on the first floor, which means that this is actually a starter home, and I think you can buy it for around 12 simoleons as a residential lot. But the problem is, if you want to actually have the bakery working downstairs and have this as residential lot, it will be quite tricky because sims won't go to your lots without getting invited. So basically you have to host a lot of parties or invite a lot of sims so they can actually come to your house or to your bakery and buy stuff. And in this scenario, you have to lock your back door because you might seen already I built the front door of the house in the back of the building with the stairs leading to the first floor, so it looks like it's a separate thing. But yeah, you have to lock that door so your clients don't go into your house. But yeah, that can be a little bit tricky. Other solution is to set this as a community lot and buy the lots and just have your normal business in a community lot. But for that, of course, you'll have to own another residential lot. And if you want to live here, basically what you do is you buy a residential lot that is empty, and then you buy this community lot and live here. Now, this as a community lot will cost much more, will cost around 15 simoleons. I don't know why the prices are so different, but they are. And another problem is that you cannot own any ovens or stoves here. So basically you can only own the Italian stove or oven that came with Monte Vista, and the bakery one, and the one that came with the bistro from the store. All the other ovens that you would have in a residential lot, you can place it in a community lot. And another problem is you won't receive mail in this lot. The mail will all go to your empty residential lot, and your bills and all of that stuff, you'll have to go to your residential lot to pay them or to get them. So yeah, and another solution is basically on a normal residential lot, a house where you live, and use this only as a community place as your store, and do something with the first floor. I don't know, maybe renovate it to make the space of the bakery bigger. And finally, another solution for those who like to use custom content, there is a mod that allows you to have this as a residential lot, so you can live here and have ovens and all of that, and also allows you to set downstairs as a community lot. So basically this is a residential lot that attracts people, so people will come here and buy stuff, but you also have to lock the door upstairs so your clients don't go in there. And just a quick thing, you can see right now I'm doing the roof, and I didn't build a normal roof. I used some ceiling or roof decorations because I did wanted to do something similar to the other buildings. As you can see, the building on the right there, I think it's the bookstore or maybe the grocery store, doesn't have a typical roof, so I did try to replicate that in this little building, so it looks like it belongs to the street and it was built at the same time. I also did use the bricks as the other building has, and I also did use, I think those are called shutters. As you can see, those are blue shutters, and I did use the color blue in the door as well, and I think in the window of the bakery. I don't know if it's already blue, but I will change it to blue because I wanted to incorporate the blue, because the building on the right, not the right now, but when you are in front of the building right now, as you are seeing in the right, there is a bistro, and the bistro has dark blue shutters and some blue walls, so I wanted to make the building kind of similar to both lots, so it looks like it actually belongs to the street. And I'm also trying to replicate the floor, so it looks like the flooring is the same to the entire street, because you don't walk down a street and you see like different tiles. That's not really normal. So yeah, I just wanted to look like a continuous street. So yeah, and I also tried to make the decorations like the gardens and plants and fences to look the same, so it looks like the same street, because it is the same street, but it looks different from residential streets. So yeah, as you can see right now, I'm just doing the little garden and make it look as similar as the other one. Of course, I didn't made it exactly the same, because you can still have some personality building your community lots. Like, you can decorate your store however you want. And I also did a little space for your Sims to leave the bikes there if you are going to the store to buy something. And yeah, and you might even not want to use this as a bakery of your own. You might want just to put this in your world and have a bakery to go buy stuff, even though it's not your bakery or your house. And here I'm adding a little clock. It's basically a clock that you would see a lot in train stations, and I thought it would look more like a community lot to have that kind of stuff. And I'm also putting some pot plants on the balcony in there. I think it makes it look a bit more cute and a bit more like someone actually lives on the first floor, and downstairs it's a store. And I did also put in the air conditioner on the top of the building, on the roof, because some of the buildings here in the street have the air conditions on the roof, and it looks more like it belongs again to the street, and that was my point. And yeah, as you can see, the outside is pretty much done. I will do some more decorations, and I will connect that garden in back of the house. As you can see, I'm doing right now using terrain paint to look like the garden continues through here, so it looks like it whole merges with the world. And that was my idea and my thoughts. And yeah, I think it looks good. It looks like it actually belongs to the world, and sometimes that's not easy to achieve. But yeah, and I like that you have to enter the house, you have to go through the back, so you don't access to the front like you do with the store. I don't know why, but I do like it. It makes the house and the store function as separate things, because they are separate. One is supposed to be a house and one is supposed to be a bakery. And I also did use those plants that grown into the wall, because the bistro had a lot of them, and once again I did wanted to merge the two buildings on the left and on the right on this one. And here I'm building the public bathroom to the bakery, because you know it's a public store and you need a place where your clients can go to the bathroom. So there it is. It will be a very simple bathroom. The main objects are already there, and I think I will make the entire bathroom be in bricks. I think the wallpaper that I will use is bricks, and as you can see right now I'm just putting some decorations and the surfaces that I need to know where things are going, because I needed to know how much space things would occupy, so I could know if I had enough space to put in some tables and some seatings, and I definitely have. And here I did use the pool wallpaper, because it's the cheapest one, and I was trying to do this as a starter home, and then I realized once you put in the public room marker that you get from By the Bug, that makes the entire room be public and not just a private zone. That takes down the price if the lot is a residential lot. The things and objects that are inside that room don't count to the price of a residential lot, so I could have put in brick wallpaper right away, but it's okay. That one looks really nice and I really like how it looks. And I also put in a little blackboard with the prices, like the menu or the sales. And yeah, I'm trying to do this like a cute, maybe vintage bakery. I won't use those chairs, don't worry, they look old. I was trying to make them with different colors to look more vintage, but they didn't look good at all. I did use these ones that are basically outside benches, but I think they look cool, and I make them in different colors. I think, yes, I make some of them yellow and some of them pink. And I did that, I chose those specific colors because, I don't know, when I think about cupcakes, that's the colors that I think of. It's yellow and pink and maybe some white and some brown, but I didn't want it to do a color scheme of white and brown, because I did that in my last room build, the nursery in The Sims 4, and if you don't saw that, go ahead and if you want, check it out. It's my nursery room built in The Sims 4, and it has a color scheme of brown and white, and I think it's pretty cute. But yeah, on this one I chose more light colors and just a bit more cute stuff and whatnot. And yeah, I'm just deleting some of the spawns that would come with the lot, because this was a community lot to start with. And I also had that little blue trash can. It's from By the Bug and looks really nice in a residential lot. It really looks like a public or trash can that you would see in the middle of the streets. And I also used that, well, I'm not gonna call that a vase, that thing on the left of the building with the flowers. It's a brick fence with flowers. You can't see it right now. You can see it now. That flowers vase, that's not really a vase. That's huge. That's massive, actually. But that thing is from By the Bug, and it's actually free. It's just a decoration that you see in streets. Basically, I think that's why the producers or the people that make the game put that decoration there, was meant to be on the streets. I'm not sure, I think it came with University, but it's from By the Bug and it's free, and I use it to give a more aspect, or more like a field of a community lot to these lots, even though it's a residential lot. But as I said before, you can change that. And here I'm just adding some decorations. I was trying to only put in like cheap decorations, so I was struggling a little bit, and then I did this pattern with the fruits, and then with this one, I think those are, not sure if are strawberries or tomatoes, but yeah, I chose those patterns because they have to do with cooking, and I was trying to do some decorations that weren't expensive, and I think that the one with the tomatoes, it's the one that stays. And as you can see right now, I'm going to the first floor where the actual starter home is, and I think this is around, if you set this as a residential lot, this starter house costs, I think, 12,000 simoleons, if I'm not mistaken. So it's definitely a starter house, and you can move in here with only one sim. You don't need to have two. And if you buy this as a community lot, I think it's around 15,000. Wait, 50,000. Yeah, 50,000 simoleons. I think it's much more expensive as a community lot, because you buy the entire building as, I mean, if you buy the residential lot as a residential lot, you also buy the entire building, but because you will have access to the entire building, but it would be like you only buy the first floor, because there's that little marker from By the Bug that I put in. It's a silver ball, you might have seen it before, but that makes it like a public room, so you don't pay for the things that are in there. And here I'm doing the bathroom, and it's a pretty basic bathroom, just the more cheapest plumbing stuff and just cheapest sink. And I don't think I use the cheapest toilet, but yeah, I did use a lot of the more cheapest stuff. And one thing that I need to say is that the basic decoration and, well, the furniture will be the same, but the decoration and colors of this house will change a lot. I will start by doing something, and then I will come back to this, and I will be like, I don't like it, and I will change it. I think the colors of the kitchen don't change that much, but of the bedroom and the other furniture will change. And as you can see, this is basically an open area with the living room, kitchen, and bathroom. Not bathroom, bedroom, because the bathroom is separate, and bathrooms should be always be separate. But what I did was I used that bookshelf and those shelves to separate or give some privacy to the bedroom, especially when you walk into the front door or the back door of the building, but the front door of the apartment. When you get in, there's those shelves, that shelf unit to kind of cover the bed and give some privacy. And I will put a bunch of decorations, and as you can see, I merged the TV to the shelf to look like the TV is on top of the shelf. Right now it doesn't look like that because I didn't change the wood color yet, but I will. And this bed was a whole lot of trouble because I just didn't know what color to make this bed, and I didn't know what kind of wallpaper I wanted there to make the bedroom look like a separate space, even though it's not. Just, I was struggling, but in the end I think I don't do anything similar to this. I don't really remember how it looks in the end, but I know that wall doesn't it's not blue, and I think the bed cover, it's not those red squares and white. I think that it's not the color. I also changed that, if I'm not mistaken. I think I use more green, I'm not sure, but we'll see. And I also use that cookie jar. I just really like the cookie jar. And by the way, if you don't have the bakery lots, I think it's the Indulgent Delicious Bakery or something like that from the store. It might be hard because you don't have the possibility of doing actual bakery, but you can still have this lot as other thing. You can use this upstairs part as a house still, and you can maybe do the downstairs bar or maybe a restaurant. That's actually something that I would like to do. It's to do one of these sometime and make it like a more maybe masculine build, because I did use a lot of light colors on this one, and maybe do a restaurant on the upstairs floors, on downstairs floor, and make a more apartment like this, but more male apartment, more masculine and whatnot. I think that would be fun to do one of those. Maybe sometime I will do it again. Because I think that would be fun. I don't know if I would do a bar, a coffee shop, or restaurants, but yeah, I think would be fun to do something a bit more less female or less feminine, I guess. But yeah, as you can see right now, the colors are, I don't know, are strange, to be honest. I will change them, and I'm happy with the bakery, and the bakery basically it's done. I don't think I will add much more, but the colors of the house itself are kind of a weird thing, and I forgot to add those square lines on the floor. I know you can do that, but I did forgot. I normally do that because it's easy to decor the house, but this time I forgot. And here I'm just trying to do a garden in the balcony, like with your own products, so you know your sim can grow your vegetables and whatnot. If they like to cooking, they would like to work with fresh vegetables and fruits. So yeah, I did that. I don't know if that little garden with those vegetables it's workable, because of course that's not real earth. You basically it's just flooring that I painted brown. I don't know how well it works, but maybe if you use those vases, I think they came with Supernatural, it will work fine. I just like how it looks like that a bit more. And now I'm having a table and chairs outside. It's not supposed to be on the bakery. I'm just putting on the bakery because in the actual, it's not supposed to be on the balcony, sorry, but I was putting the table on the balcony because you can see better the colors on the balcony because there's more lights, and that's the reason why I was putting up there. And here I think it's when I come back and I realize I don't really like the colors and I start changing stuff. Sorry, just drinking some water. It's kind of hard to speak for that much long. But yeah, here I'm adding some lights. I guess they are called fairy lights, and I'm putting them again against that column and the wall, so they again have that point of doing a separation of the bedroom and of the rest of the house. And as you can see, I did change the color of the bed cover and of the walls, and I guess I went with brown again. I didn't remember that, but yeah, I chose a bit of a more dark colors, and I'm glad I did because the downstairs has a lot of light colors, so it makes sense to use a bit more dark colors. And I also use that wall decoration from Seasons. If you have the limited edition from Seasons, you can get that from the store for free, and I really love those decorations. They look adorable. Those walls, I think they are stickers, wall stickers from the Seasons limited edition, and I especially love the flower one. I think they are supposed to represent spring, and that one it's supposed to represent fall, but really like those. They really look nice. And here I'm changing how is that called, the table, not the table, the fabric that goes on the table, and I did make it yellow to match the kitchen because the appliances on the kitchen like the fridge and the oven are yellow. So yeah, and I also matched the chairs to the kitchen with the whites and the wood. It looks pretty nice. And I also changed some of the above part of the kitchen, like with that shelf and those decorations. Looks nice. And also I made that vase on the wall above the dining space blue, because I think the blue looks good against the yellow color scheme. And here I'm working again on those tables and that chair, and I think I will leave the fabric on the table white, so it doesn't call a lot of attention to the table and just calls more attention to the building. And we are in the screenshots. I hope you did enjoy this video and this build. And yeah, here's the bakery with all of those delicious recipes. I don't know if you noticed, but yeah, have a really nice day and thanks so much for watching. Bye!